Mac, I'm gone now.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the show. We're talking NBA Finals Game 3, and we finally got a good game, and the series is pretty much over. Travis, what did you see out there in Game 3 where the Warriors won 118-113 over the Cavs?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, we finally got a great game in the NBA playoffs.
It's pretty much over.
It's pretty much over. You know, Cavaliers, they played 46 minutes of great basketball.
Mm-hmm.
And then in those last 2 minutes, I believe Golden State finished on an 11-0 run to end the game. I mean, that just shows that you can play that great and Golden State's still going to be in the game.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty dangerous. What did you see in the first half of Game 3?
I don't even think Golden State played that good. They lost a turnover battle. Cleveland got to the line a lot more. I
think that just shows more of how well Cleveland played those first.
Well, actually, no, free throws were pretty about the same. But yeah, I mean, Golden State lost a turnover battle again. They lose a turnover battle a lot.
Yeah,
you know, they're a turnover burden team. But yeah, I mean, just the Cavaliers had it for the first 3.5 quarters. In those last 3 minutes, I think they finished 0 for 8 to finish the game. They just couldn't close it out. And, you know, I think a lot of it goes to LeBron. You know, he played great again. 39 points, 11 rebounds, 9 assists.
Yeah.
Only five turnovers. I mean, he's got the ball in his hands the entire game, though.
About every possession.
It's about expected. Yeah. But, you know, a great player. He's the greatest player in the game, and he had the chance in the last 3 minutes to close it out. And this is a must-win game for Cleveland in order to make it anywhere near a series. And he just... I don't know if he was just tired, but he looked like he was deferring out there. What'd you see out there?
Yeah, I mean, in the first half, it was basically the LeBron and Klay Thompson show. I mean, LeBron was dominant as usual in the first half. We saw him attacking the paint, just really trying to get his team going early on in the game.
Yeah.
Klay Thompson, he showed up again. He was making all of his threes. He looked like the Klay Thompson we're used to seeing. But then, you know, in the second half, I thought LeBron... You know, he kind of struggled with his shot, was starting to more defer. Maybe he got tired towards the end of the game again, and, you know, unfortunately they couldn't close it out.
Yeah, I mean, and it goes back to what we were saying for our Game 1 and 2 recap. You know, we felt like that the Cavaliers should have slowed down the pace, and they really didn't do that. They kept on keeping that high-paced basketball that...
At times they did.
At times they slowed it down, but that was in, like, the fourth quarter when they were tired and they had to slow it down.
Yeah.
For the first 3 quarters, they were playing that high-paced basketball that the Warriors love to play, and, you know, they're just not... I don't think they're just not used to playing that style of basketball the way the Warriors are. And the Warriors, you know, with so much firepower that they have, you know, they can afford to play that type of basketball for the entire game and not get tired because...
Yeah.
LeBron and Kyrie, you know, they go one-on-one pretty much every possession for them.
Yep.
So, I mean, they're going to be bound to be tired by the end of it. But, you know, there are some bright spots for the Cavaliers. You know, J.R. Smith finally had a good game, 5 for 10 from 3.
Yeah.
You know, Korver, you know, he missed that shot late in the game, but, you know, he made a couple shots there for him. Kevin Love really struggled, though. I mean, he got 13 rebounds, but, you know, he wasn't as effective as Game 2. But we just see, like, the role players just, it's been a story the entire series. The role players just haven't quite stepped up enough for the Cavaliers. I mean, Tristan Thompson was terrible once again. Only 3 rebounds. Yeah. That's his one job, and he just hasn't been doing it. But yeah, I mean, it kind of goes down to that. You know, the Warriors just has too much firepower for the Cavaliers.
Yeah, I mean, you see the difference in the offenses with the Warriors, the ball movement, the cutting, You know, at times, if they want to go isolation, if Steph and KD are tired, they can take over the ball and let the other one take a break. But for the Cavaliers, it's LeBron and Kyrie one-on-one every possession, and that's just not the formula to win. And you saw it in the fourth quarter, you know, when Kyrie had that step-back 3, there was great defense by Klay, but, I mean, it was well short. You know, I'm sure the fatigue had something to do with that shot there.
You know, he made a similar shot in last year's finals in Game 7, the game-winning shot. That was a similar shot. And this time around, I mean, I'm looking at the minutes played. They have it here. Yeah. Kyrie Irving played 44 minutes. LeBron James played 46 minutes. So, I mean...
They're really carrying the load.
Carrying the load. And LeBron James' plus-minus was +7. and the 2 minutes he was off the floor, it was minus 12 for the Cavaliers.
That's crazy.
So in the 2 minutes he wasn't out there. You know, they pretty much lost the game there. So I mean, and like we said, I mean, this is a must-win game for the Cavaliers. I think this series is just about over.
Yeah.
You know, I felt LeBron and Kyrie, they had their chance late in the game, and they just didn't do enough to close out. They were spectacular the entire game.
Yep.
But when it came down to that last, 3 minutes of the game, that's when the great ones have to make plays and fight through fatigue or
gotta find a way to close it out. Especially down 2-0.
Yep.
I mean, I liked what I saw from the Cavaliers. I predicted that they would come out and they'd put a good fight against them. That's exactly what they did. I think the home arena gave them that extra energy. I thought, once it came to the fourth quarter, I think at one point they were up by 7. Yeah. That was like their biggest lead in the series ever. I was like, okay, like this could be like a game-changing series. Like we might actually get the series started. Yeah. But with this soul-crushing loss, I just don't know if there's a way to bounce back from that. I thought that was a must-win. They had the lead at home. You got to be able to close it out. Down 3-0 now. Yeah, I don't see it, especially with Kevin Durant on this team now.
Yeah, we didn't talk about Kevin Durant yet. Yeah. Really, he had, I believe, like 10 or of their last 15 points.
Yeah, he really took over.
He took over in that 3-minute stretch. He's the one that took over for, and they made the big shot in LeBron's face there.
Yeah,
I mean, how much? Keeping with LeBron here, I mean, how much of this loss is on LeBron since he didn't really make any offensive plays in the last 3 minutes, and then on the defense on Kevin Durant just wasn't good enough on that last possession there.
Yeah, I think a lot of the loss actually has to go on LeBron, especially on the. I mean, you watch that play. Kevin Durant got the rebound, just jogs up the court, and LeBron just sagging off him. He pulls up in his face.
I mean, I would rather in that situation if he would pressure him a few feet out.
Yeah, because he let him to get into that rhythm. He let him spot up. I mean, that's Kevin Durant's shot. Exactly. Like you got to know how much time's left and their final possession.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh,
30 seconds left in the game.
You had a 2-for-1, and Kyrie is just dribbling, wasting the time, and then they don't foul. Like what? That was horrible.
There was some terrible clock management there by the Cavaliers.
I really thought they'd be able to get a 2-for-1, but they ended up wasting that opportunity.
It was a total collapse. You know, and kind of like LeBron said in his post-game interview that you have to play A++ in order to beat these guys. And I thought they played near that level for most of the game, but those glaring mistakes are going to kill you against this team.
They're just too good.
They're just too loaded. Draymond Green didn't have a good game. Zaza was a 0, and they got some contributions from other guys, but it was mainly Durant, Curry, and Thompson that came out and won this game for the Warriors. It's their stars against the Cavaliers' stars for pretty much, and
seems like the Golden State Stars have been winning the battle.
They've been winning the battle, and especially in the second half of these games. Cavaliers have been starting off really great in these first halves, and they just can't keep it going for the entire game, and it's been a problem the entire series for them. So
and then going back on LeBron, also at the end of the game, I mean. You're the greatest player in the world. You're in this close game against probably the best team in the NBA, the Warriors. You have a chance to win it, to make it 2-1. You have to do whatever it takes to get it done, and he didn't.
He didn't get it done.
And that's almost been kind of the storyline for his whole career at times. Where he has his team in the game, he has them for a chance to win the game, and then you see him start to defer.
Yeah, it's been a problem his entire career, but I gotta say that play by Andre Iguodala at the end was huge. I mean,
that was a great defense.
We didn't mention him. Yeah, he didn't really do much in terms of the box score in this game, but that was. I mean, he had 4 steals, but that was the game. That was a play that sealed it for them. Great defensive play without fouling. I mean, just this team's loaded, and we just see it. They have guys that step up and make plays. Every single game, they've had one guy just come in and just make plays for them.
Yep.
And again, going back to LeBron, he had a chance. He had a chance to if he could have just pump faked and just drove on Iguodala, and then on the other play where Korver shot the 3 in the corner, I thought he had an opportunity to drive on Draymond and attack the basket.
Maybe get a foul call.
Yeah, because Draymond had 5 fouls at that point, so he could have drawn the 6th foul, get him out of the game. and that just improves their chances a lot. And he gets to the free throw line, and that puts them up by 4. I think he's trying to go for the knockout punch with Kyle Korver in the corner. And, Kyle Korver is one of the greatest shooters in NBA history, percentage-wise. But I don't think you want to be relying on him that late in the game for a big shot in a must-win game on a contested shot like that. Because it was a contested shot, too.
Yeah,
it wasn't like wide open or anything. I don't think the defense didn't quite collapse.
He was kind of open, but And also, I mean, Kyle Korver, that's his first NBA Finals. He joined this team midway through the season. I mean, he's not really been in a situation like where he was just put in there. He's had like Ray Allen in Miami, who was always known to be that clutch shooter.
Yep. He had a championship pedigree even before that. So he won with the Celtics before that. So, I mean, LeBron's always had role players that have stepped up for him in the playoffs and in the finals. And, this year, I think their role players have gotten too old or they're just too old. J.R. Smith had a good game.
Too old and one-dimensional players.
One-dimensional players. J.R. Smith finally had a good game.
Yeah.
But, he also shot a few shots late in the game. He scored their last 3-point shot.
Yeah.
But I think he also took one 3-pointer that was like really bad shot.
Yeah, in the corner, fading away. Yeah, that's
that's the type of stuff you can't have late in the game against the Warriors. That's a wasted possession for me. And he's made those ridiculous shots before, but I don't think you want to be relying on that late in the game.
Yeah.
So in conclusion, it was a great game, front to back. Warriors,
everything we wanted to see.
Yeah. Cavaliers won a few runs, especially in the third quarter, to get that big lead in the fourth. And, the Warriors just went on that last run to close it out. And, I think this series is just about over going into Game 4. I think it's going to be a sweep.
You got the sweep?
I got a sweep. I think it's going to be in convincing fashion. I think it's going to be, LeBron's going to come out and he's going to play with pride and, try and get Cleveland crowd behind them, get one more for them in the first half. But as we've seen for the entire series, I think he's going to get tired in the second half, and the Warriors, with all their firepower, I think it's going to be double digits in this last one. Which is tough to say because I want it to be such a good series, but I just don't see it. I think that was just a gut punch to the Cavaliers and their fan base right there.
Yeah, I agree 100% with you. I think in the first half, LeBron's pride, he's going to wear it on his sleeve.
Yep.
He's going to come out in the first half. It's going to be interesting. Maybe not as close as the first game, but they'll be within striking distance. But once that second half comes around, I just think the Warriors are going to go on a roll, and they're not going to be able to bounce back from it.
Yeah.
I also think the Warriors are going to sweep them, and I think they'll win by double digits in Game 4 as well.
Yeah, and even if the Cavaliers do pull off one, I think it's over in Game 5.
Yeah, going back home.
Because, this Golden State team is so motivated right now. They've been hearing, you believe, a 3-1 lead all year long.
Yep.
And, they put an asterisk on that 73-win season for them.
Yeah.
And I think they just want to prove all the haters wrong and just end this thing as quickly as possible. They don't want to give LeBron any chance to pull off something incredible here. So I think they're going to come in, engaged in Game 4. If they don't win it, they're going to come out with their home crowd in Game 5.
Yeah.
Where Kyrie hasn't played well on the road this playoffs, and the role players really haven't played on the road well at all in the series. So. If it's not done in Game 4, it's going to be done in Game 5.
Yeah.
But we'll see. That's why they play the games. But, just off the evidence that we see, I think we kind of feel the same way where it's,
that's our predictions.
It's kind of over at this point.
Yeah.
So, we'll be talking Game 4 after the finals tomorrow. Let us know in the comments section below. What else you want to hear? Any debates you want to bring up?
What's your opinion on these topics? We'd love to hear from that.
And thanks for listening, guys.
Thank you, guys.